I know that's right.
Mais comment ça va, Chef Harley Fontenot, better known as the Parrain, and we're making some fried fish and some hush puppies. Now let me tell y'all what y'all gonna need at the little stove. For your hush puppies, what you're gonna need is some cornbread mix, a yegg, onion. You're just gonna need one of these. I got a whole sack because you never know, you might want some more. Then I got some green onions, a can of cream corn, and Parrain's really sad because we ain't got no butter to use in this recipe, so my pockets are dry. But that's all right, I got some milk under the counter. Now let me show y'all what y'all need for y'all fish. So you're gonna need some fish and some seasoning. And I'm gonna use the Louisiana backyard barbecue this time. And then we got some mustard, got some ridiculous ass hot sauce to set it on fire. But you can use whatever hot sauce you want. And we got some yellow cornmeal, flour, a lemon, some lemon pepper, and some Worcestershire sauce. Now the first thing we're gonna do is our hush puppy mix. And what you gotta do first is cut your vegetables. So let's do that. So the first thing you'll do is tip it and then slice them in half and take the skin off. Then you're gonna come about halfway, but don't cut all the way through the onion. You see, you stop like that. And you do the same thing with this one. And this is to get them real thin. You go all the way across with it. Watch out for your little fingers. Then what you're gonna wanna do is shave it. Cut it as thin as you can. All right, so now that I got those onions cut up, it's not gonna go by an onion because as you've seen before, you could have a big old grand onion or you could have a little pion onion. So if I tell you one onion and it's huge, it's gonna be too much or too little, you know? So we're gonna start by mixing this up before we add our vegetables to it. So you just follow the directions on that, which is the box. You got a yegg, and then it calls for 1/3 of a cup of milk. But since we're putting cream corn in there, we don't want to mess it up with liquid. So we're going to try to not put no liquid in it and see how consistent it is. Like, see what the consistency is. And that's 1/4 of a cup of onions. We're going to go 1/2 cup. Just by eyeballing it, I could tell. 1/2 cup is where it's at, partner. And you just mix it up. See if we need to add any liquid. And I don't think we will. So we can continue on with the rest of this recipe by chopping up some green onions for that. All right, so we're gonna chop up these green onions. I don't really know exactly how much we're gonna put in there, but I'm gonna measure that. I'm even use my little fad to do that. And that's a 1/4 of a cup. And a little bit for lagniappe. And last but not least, we're gonna put a little seasoning in there. And it all depends on like how much seasoning you like. But I'm gonna just sprinkle a little bit in there. You don't want it to be too much. See, that's really not a lot. I'm gonna mix that up. And then our hush puppy batter is ready to roll. And I kind of noticed this was a little too loose, but luckily you should have some cornmeal if you're frying fish. So you just tap a little bit of that into there until you can scoop it and it stays together whenever you plop it in there. It could be a little loose, but you want it to at least stay together. Before I tried it, it was just pouring out. So now it's time to marinate the fish. But first what we're gonna do is trim the little fat off of it. It's hard to kind of see, but there's like a little white strip right here on the sides of the filet. You don't just pacow that. No, and I like to leave my fish whole like this because I really like fried fish. I like to take a big bite meat. Now that you got that all trimmed up, we're gonna start by seasoning your fish with some Cajun seasoning, whatever you like to use. Now, when you mix that up, and then you're gonna have to wash your little hands. Cause look at that, that's nasty. Now after you got your fish seasoned, then it should look something like this. You're gonna go ahead and put your mustard. And I don't really measure because it all depends on the size of the amount of fish you're cooking. But look at that. You just put it across the top. You get you like a dash. Whoops. A dash of that Worcestershire. You put you some of that hot sauce in there. And this stuff is hot, yeah. That's Tabasco, but it's the scorpion version of it. It's seriously extra hot, they say. We're gonna find out. And last but not least, we're gonna slice into this onion right here. What? I just heard that I said onion. I really meant to say lemon because you can't squeeze an onion into your fish. So we're gonna squeeze a little bit of that. Not too much. I'd say that's like, y'all, like 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. But that's good though, I'm telling you. And you're gonna get in there and mix all that up. That hot sauce smells real strong right now. I kinda like it. Woo. So now we're gonna wait for the grease to get hot and I'm gonna go wash my hands. So I prefer to do my fish this way and it's a little different. And we're about to make the batter. So I put like half flour and half cornmeal. And I don't use that Louisiana fish fry stuff because, I don't know, to me it's a little salty. But everybody likes what they like. So we're gonna go half cornmeal, half flour. You see that? Then what you're gonna do is add your seasoning. And I use that lemon pepper. And you shake that in there. As you can imagine, it tastes like lemon and it tastes like pepper. Hence the name. And then that's it, you just mix it up. And we're gonna head over to the stove, partner. So now it's time to check the oil shaft to see if it's hot enough. And you're gonna sprinkle a little bit of your flour in there. And look at how it does, and it did perfect right there. If it burns and goes to the bottom, it's too hot. If it just floats at top and there's no action going on, then it's not ready. It's too cold. But it's perfect. So you're gonna take your hush puppy mix, and if you did like I said, you'll be able to scoop in there real nice. And we're gonna start putting it in here. Come so. Be careful not to hurt your little fingers. And what's gonna happen after you drop them is they're gonna float up to the top. And you just keep turning them over because there's gonna be some that's sticking out the top of the grease. And it's not gonna cook evenly if you don't turn them over. And you can see they expand a little bit after you drop them. So keep that in mind so you don't do like me and have this big old grand hush puppy. That's the biggest hush puppy I've ever seen. It must be for a bull mastiff. So while that's cooking, I'm gonna tell y'all a little joke. So Boudreaux was telling Thibodeau one day, he said, your wife is cheating on you with a man named Clarence and he lives down the interstate. He said, you should go check it out. So Thibodeau said, okay, I'm going to see what's going on over there. So he went down the interstate and he came right back. And Boudreaux said, man, you already handled the situation, why you back so quick? He said, man, I ain't gonna mess with that dude. He said, why? He said, because on the way over there, they had a sign that said Clarence 12 feet. And he said, if he's that tall, I can't touch that dude. So I couldn't wait for the cameraman to be ready. I had to drop me some fish now. That's what you're hearing back there. But I'm gonna show y'all what I did. See, since they already got mustard on the fish, you don't need to pass it in the egg washer, no batter or nothing. It's already wet. And that's gonna make it stick to this batter. Come ça. That's all you gotta do. And you head over to the stove and you drop that in there. Real easy like. So after your fish floats and it gets a nice little golden brown on the outside, you're gonna put that to the side. And you're gonna drop all the rest of your fish, and that's gonna be time to mange. Join us next time on the Bon Ton Cooking Show where we're making some chicken fricassee. Until next time, Parrain loves you.